And guys, we start with a banger. I mean, not only do you have a divisional matchup here between the Cowboys and the Eagles, of course, hosting as the defending Super Bowl champs, as we do every year, but you have the backdrop of the Micah Parsons trade, which in a rare case, RJ, has moved this line significantly with a non-quarterback injury. It's because one of the best defender in the league has been traded on the eve of the season. How do you handicap this game, this opener?
Yeah, we put it in on SportsLine at 6.5 before the trade. I really like that number. It was 7 in most spots. Now we're seeing it 8.5. I think that is getting a little too high, knowing what Dak Prescott in that passing game can do, especially in a chase situation later in the game. I think the play for me is to tease it down. I like teasing the Eagles and the Broncos together, getting them both underneath the 7 and then the 3. So you're playing 1 at 2.5 and 1 at 2. I think that's the way I'm playing this game. Two other plays I think are worth looking at: under 9.5 in the first quarter. I think it's going to take some time for the offenses to get in rhythm, and they'll get there by the second half. And then Pickens over 52.5 receiving yards. I played up to 55.5. I think we're considering that he's like definitely the number 2, but he just might be the 1B. And him and CeeDee Lamb are exchanging who's the better receiver for fantasy, for props each week. So I like playing both those. But just for the game line, I think I'm going to tease this one down.
Well, Brinson, I take issue with your description of Vegas legends. I accept it for RJ. The guy has 2 huge cashes in the Super Contest. All I've done is bubble in that contest, hoping to change that this year. But on to the game. I like Dak Prescott to have over 36.5 pass attempts because Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders are not going to be running through Jalen Carter and that Eagles front, Jordan Davis, etc. So I think they're going to have no success on the ground. They're going to be playing from behind with their bottom 10 defense unable to stop Philly with their multifaceted attack. And it's going to be Dak Prescott to Pickens, Dak Prescott to Lamb, Dak Prescott to Ferguson over and over. And Javonte Williams, even though he's not explosive, he did get 70 targets last season. He has good hands. He's a good pass catcher. So that is my favorite play in this game with the line getting out of hand. Dak Prescott over 36.5.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you guys in terms of how this game is probably going to play out. And if you look at, with legalized gambling in many states, with the start of the season, there are a lot of promos out there. I'm not going to specifically mention where you can find this one, but today, for instance, if you wanted to, you can go out there and find where you can get a full unit down on Saquon Barkley 90-plus rushing yards at plus 140 with a promo, because there are just so many promos out there across the board. And I think, but that line speaks to how this game could go, where Saquon's over-under for rushing yards is in the 90s to kick off the season. No Micah Parsons. You have this Cowboys defense that I think now is really going to struggle on the back end. Eagles are going to be going downhill on them, and then you have the Dak trying to come back. And so, I think if Dallas covers this one, it's probably a backdoor. I would stay away from this spread personally. Friday